Yeah.
As our friends T-Pain, Luda, DJ Khaled all said, all we do is win, win, win no matter what. That's all we've been doing in the state here recently. Across the Detroit teams, across the colleges. That's all we've been doing. So, Tony.
Dude, Pistons, you had to fuck it up. I'm kidding.
So, Tony, what has really caused, the start of this streak for the Red Wings?
Todd McClellan. There is really no simpler answer than that. Just in this 7-game streak, you have witnessed the exact same guys on the roster. Hell, we're even going through injuries. They still don't have Jeff Petrie. It's been an absolute goalie rotation with Lyon is now out. Talbot was out for a minute. Husso was up, went back down, up again. Like, it's been a rotation of guys in net, and still, somehow, it's mostly the exact same group Lalone was working with. And surprise, they're good at hockey. Who'd have thought? You tell the forwards to go score goals, they're like, oh, why didn't I think of that? Like, it's truly a simple explanation. And it's the embodiment of what Todd McClellan put into this team. Just play fucking hockey. It was not that difficult. And now, 7-game win streak, going into a quite difficult stretch here down the road, but the teams they've faced in these 7 games haven't been slouches either. I mean, you've got Washington, who's atop the Metro. You've got Pittsburgh, who is kind of struggling, but as long as Sidney Crosby's on the ice, they're a constant threat. Chicago and Seattle was good. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're like 4th in the Pacific right now, and the Pacific is just a bloodbath. But yeah, surprise, you go tell hockey players to play hockey and don't overcomplicate things. They tend to be good at their job. Shocker. Best fucking league in the world.
Whenever I hear about the just play hockey, I imagine that Todd McClellan, my voice is going to get really quiet. I imagine he's on an elevated surface above the ice. Not necessarily a scorer's box. Not on the bench. And he's just sitting there like this.
Maniacally staring over. It's actually way funnier because he's in a full, tracksuit. Skates, gloves, stick, just, skating around in circles, watching the drills happen. And it's way funny.
He even partakes in some drills himself.
He does, actually. No, he'll get in and, show them what he means sometimes, and then steps back and lets them do it. And he's like, yeah, see, why was that
He's a fucking high school coach.
Exactly. Todd McClellan and Trent Yanni together are just fucking goofballs.
Is he Eastern European?
I don't believe so. I believe
fake tracksuit.
Well, I mean, it's the prototypical hockey coach tracksuit. The one that's made of the super cheap material that when it rubs against each other sounds like it's about to start a static storm. Yeah, that one. Yeah, I don't know what that material is called, but it's that one.
Yeah, our old wrestling warm-ups used to be like that.
Dude, it's so
Thank God I didn't get to wear those.
Anyway,
you're like sauna suits.
It's been so refreshing to see this team actually have heart. There was a video that went out under Lalone, I think we've already talked about this, where for the pregame announcing the lineup, Alex Lyon is on his phone, Andrew Kopp looks like he's asleep. The boys were not invested, and it was 3-4 games into Lalone's tenure with the team, and Larkin at the end of one of their games in a post-game interview was like, yeah, we're having a lot of fun again. Again, implying that everybody was aware that they were having a shit time under their head coach. And now things are turning around, and it's nice. It makes me happy.
So was Blashill fun?
Huh?
Was Blashill fun?
No, Coach, fucking Jeff Blashill was a fucking idiot.
The only game
he was the only guy they could find to replace Mike Babcock after he got $7 billion from Toronto. And he was, I believe, the head coach of the Griffins at the time, and our general manager was a guy who has no skill outside of the inside the salary cap era. So he's like, fuck it, we've got a head coach somewhere. He'll do.
The only game we've lost with McClellan is the first game he coached, right?
Yep, where he had less than a full day to implement anything with the team. So his response was, I'm not going to teach you guys anything yet. Just go play and I'm going to watch and see what happens. And they still got a pair of goals, which against Toronto's performance that night, probably more than they would have scored with alone on the bench, which is really funny.
So, Colby, what has led to the Pistons and their hot streak going on?
Cade fucking Cunningham and Bickerstaff introducing some goddamn discipline
I love that.
to that team. Holy shit,
Cade.
they needed it.
Third in the league right now in triple doubles.
No shit.
Yeah.
Dude is playing all NBA type of ball.
What a
Like
fucking
all-NBA
year
first
for him.
team.
Yeah.
I love that.
He's looking like one of those.
I need to
point
start
guards
watching
in the
more
league.
Pistons
Like
games
he's
when I
kind
get
of
the
looking
chance.
like
Holy.
a little prime Russ.
He is starting to fill into that first overall pick hype that he had when he was drafted 2 years ago. Yes. Right? Yes.
Something like that. I think it was 2.
I think this is his third season, I
Yeah.
believe.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they stumble against the Warriors. They only lose by 3.
Yeah, it was only a 3-point loss. Like, they played a good game.
However, the other games in the stretch that we've got to talk about, if it loads, they beat the Trailblazers by 3.
There you go.
Went to Brooklyn, beat them 113-98. Then there's the aforementioned loss to the Warriors. Kind of put belt to ass to the Raptors, 123-114. Currently, are playing the Knicks in the game that we said that they'll probably lose. They are currently up 7-2. The game just started. But up 7-2 right now.
Oh my dang shit!
And then we got the Thursday game, the Pacers, which obviously we have a hard time covering because of our recording schedules. Again, you can help change that. Make this full-time thing for us.
Come on now.
Give me money.
Yeah, we'll just live stream every day.
Wouldn't that be a time?
But
The Mittcast house. We all get together in
Fuck
the living room.
that.
yeah, the Pistons currently 20-19, 8th in the East.
I've lived in 2 out of the 3 of these motherfuckers.
Technically,
Never again.
a game and a half back from the 5 seed, 2 games back from the 4. So the Pistons, they
Above
are
500.
right there, all being able to make a full-on playoff push.
From our expectations at the beginning of the season, above 500 and in a spot to contend for a playoff spot, not where I thought we'd be.
Before the season, it was like maybe compete for the play-in spot, and now it's like
Right.
you're falling on getting
Go
a,
fucking get it,
getting
man.
the 4 or 5 and competing, maybe getting a playoff win,
Yeah,
a playoff series win.
I love that.
But
Fuck yeah.
for the most part, we did not cook in the kitchen very well. That's
Oh,
I mean,
hell
the
no.
4 of us all had the similar bets, but there was a shining star, shining chef in the kitchen, one might say. Samuel.
Bro was in there with the rice cooker, if you know what I mean.
He was in there with the
Damn.
rice cooker.
My 3-pick parlay of Ravens, Buffalo, Philly winning. That hit. And then my Joe Mixon, Nico Collins, Lad McConkey touchdown parlay. That also hit.
Good time to be Sam right now.
Yeah, took my winnings.
Yeah, Lad went for 86 yards, too, on that one touchdown.
1853 in total. $4 down total, so $14 profit.
Hey, man, that's enough for a couple things off the value menu.
Hell yeah. And it should be said, I think with that, you have solidified the what's cooking lead for one parlays on the show.
I think so.
Yeah, because
I
none,
had
of us- none of us
back-to-backs.
have won, right? Besides him?
Well, I won one.
I think I had 2. I had 2 in a row.
I haven't won any.
I had
The
2 in a
long shots
row
out for me.
and then haven't hit one since. So
I hit like one of the very first weeks, and then
you sure did. You had the early lead. So
I
what?
did.
You're at what? 4 now? 5?
5.
Holy
Well,
shit!
if you're counting just weeks, you're at what?
Goose egg,
3 or 4?
donut.
if
You're
you're
at-
counting weeks, he's at I
It'd be-
believe 3. Because you had a double one of
I had a
those
double.
weeks.
I think I had another win previous to that.
Okay.
Or
If you're-
after that. Like,
If you're at
There's 3 or 4.
the graphic
roughly.
shall tell.
yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe, perhaps, perchance.
We're gonna stick with you, Sam.
Oh, no, that graphic's dead, bro.
I was the number one.
Count.
I was the number 1 team, and the nation looked this past weekend. How did they fare against the Nittany Lions?
So, kind of up and down. First, we had a very high scoring affair. against Penn State, the Nittany Lions, 6-4.
Oh,
10 goals scored.
Good Lord.
And, well, it's kind of easy to win when you have one player score as many goals as the other team.
Sick.
Isaac Howard, 4-goal game. Fucking ridiculous.
You said he had 5 in those 2 games. I didn't realize 4 of them were in one game.
Yes. 4
That's dumb.
fucking goals.
Ew.
And then we had Matt Basgall. I think he's new to the list. I haven't listened before.
I don't
And then
remember talking about him.
Carson Dorwart, another pretty good kid. And then the next day. Yeah. 2-2 shootout loss. Isaac Howard did score again. So yeah, 5 goals in 2 days.
Consistency is
Consistency. And then another goal from Joey Larson. Didn't bother writing down the other team because fuck them.
Fuck Penn State.
So I mean, but again, they're missing some players because of the World Juniors that were just going on.
I think they should.
Players should have returned to roster.
No, but like for the games against Penn State, like they were missing
games
like
against Penn State.
Augustine.
Maybe. I think
I didn't-
Augustine played the first game.
Yeah. I don't think we had too many
I
in the
feel
world.
like even for the Penn State games, because the tournament ended like over a week ago.
Yeah.
I feel like players would have returned to their rosters by now. I could be wrong. I could very well be incorrect on that.
And so, how have the Lady Spartans, as
Spartanettes, lady.
Spartanettes, as whatever you choose to call them, the Lartons. How did they open up true Big Ten play and getting into the depths of conference play?
Well, they opened up with a barnstorming loss.
Oh,
85 to 80 loss to Nebraska. Close game.
You got my
Good.
hopes up too.
Yeah.
Shit.
Highlight players: Julia Ariel, 21 points,
Solid.
almost a double-double with 9 rebounds. And then
Tell
Taryn
me you can
Hollick,
get one more.
18 points, and then Grace Van Sluten with 12. Then they play-
Absolutin?
their next game that they played, Washington. Are they also in the Big Ten for basketball?
They are in the Big Ten for
They're
basketball.
like full Big Ten.
Full Big
Yeah,
Ten
full Big Ten.
for all the sports that they have. They don't have like hockey, so they're not Big Ten for.
Yeah, fuck them nerds. They'd get shit stomped anyway.
Well, I'm pretty sure all Big Ten teams are required to have a hockey and wrestling team, so they're supposed to start that up soon.
I think they. Yeah.
When was that made a requirement?
It's been like
It's
that
been
for
for
fucking
years.
ever, dude.
Oh.
Since Big Ten.
Although,
Big 10 or Big 72?
although
How many
Rutgers
teams
and
are in that conference?
Maryland, I don't think have hockey programs still,
Who doesn't?
or Nebraska.
I believe Nebraska does. I just don't think they're any
Very
fucking
good.
good.
We'll have to look into that.
Maybe,
I feel like Nebraska has a hockey program.
maybe it's wrestling then, because literally every Big Ten team before they joined has a wrestling team.
Anyways,
yeah, one of
All
the
right.
big four
How'd they-
sports
how'd they
in
do
North
against
America. It's not
Washington?
a
Then
requirement.
against Washington, 80 to 68, Dubsky.
Ooh.
Bit of a BTA. Bit of a BTA.
Had to be done.
Ines Sotelo, 11 points. Julia Ariel, 19 points. I think
Did she get the double-double this time?
No. I think she also... I don't think she got even close in the other stats.
Damn.
Taryn Hollick, 11 points. And then Grace Van Sluten, 19 points, 12 rebounds. Wasn't able to watch these games. I don't know what the hell I'd be able to watch them.
The
Big
Big
Ten Plus.
Ten
Big Ten
Network,
Plus?
Baba.
no, not the Big Ten Network. You have to go
Big 10 Plus.
Big Ten Plus.
Fuck
Oh, that's
that.
awful. That's even worse.
Yeah.
That's like $25 a month.
Yeah.
Dude.
It's
Honestly,
expensive.
Again, you guys can make it so we can watch all those games.
Like and
honestly,
subscribe.
not terrible.
Not terrible, but I mean, if you don't care about like wrestling or like
yeah, if
swimming
you're only
or
watching for sport.
if you're
The
only
fact
a
that I can pay $15, $16 a month for Disney Plus, ESPN,
well,
and
that's
Hulu.
that's where you
Yeah.
can watch most of the hockey games because a lot of them aren't on like even Big Ten Network. So
Right. College hockey games are a little easier to come by. But,
yeah, they are. But generally, if you want to find your team and watch every game, that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
So might have this wrong. I'm a Michigan guy, so I might have it wrong when it goes January, February Izzo, right?
Oh shit!
Is he back? Are they back?
They're so fucking back.
Boys,
These motherfuckers are
Going
so
car
fucking
master
back.
classes.
They're so fucking
not
back.
even just Michigan State, just Michigan sports as a whole. Boys, we're so fucking back.
Yeah, so Izzo finally got a unselfish team. I'm looking at you, AJ Hogard,
Oh.
Tyson Walker, as
Oh.
much as I love Tyson Walker. Yeah,
Yeah, I was
they
watching-
swing that route.
I was watching. It was a Wake Forest game. I'm like, what the fuck? When did AJ Hogard get to? When I didn't even realize he transferred.
He's on Vandy. He's
Oh, Vandy. It was Vandy. It was one of the brown and like gold
Yeah.
ACC, SEC teams.
Matty Sissoko plays for Texas A&M now.
What a time to be alive.
But yeah, they swing that rock. They play team ball. Yeah, you know how I told you not to worry about Washington? Yeah, at half it was 42-13. Final score.
Are we sure they weren't playing in D2 college?
Are we sure we weren't playing a high school program?
Final score 88-54.
The state of Michigan violated Washington in basketball.
How many bench players got how many minutes? Because that's important.
We're going to make a TikTok.
Like I said, team ball, so they kind of, went 10-man like they usually do.
Right.
Fiddler's kind of phased out, which expected. He hasn't been great. But Jade Akins with 20 points. Jeremy Fears, 12 points, 10 assists. Got the double-double. Trey Holloman in the starting lineup for this one. 11 points. Jace Richardson, 6-man off the bench. Freshman, 23 points. Or not 20, sorry, 12.
2K numbers.
Sorry, no, 12. 12 points. Not.
Okay.
I saw 23 minutes. Sorry. Cohen Carr, 21 minutes, 6 points. I mean, like he just highlight reel. That's all he does.
Highlight reel.
And then a
He only
handful of
gets 2
6s and
points.
5s from the other boys. Noah Sanders, Barry's son, got 2 points. Played a minute.
Minute.
Had to be done.
Singular
Put
minute.
him out.
I remember I
game
saw the
time.
highlight of that of his one goal.
Team stats. Whew. Michigan State set 52.5 from the field. Washington 32.7. Michigan State 33.3 from 3. Washington 18.8 from 3 and 24 assists to 11 assists. I told you they swing that rock. Second game a lot closer. Northwestern always gives us fucking hard games. I don't understand why. 78-68.
They tend to do that. I feel like.
Yeah, they always do.
For no reason either.
And this one was definitely more so team ball. Jade Akins with 14 points, Jeremy Fierce with 12 points, Jace Richardson with 13 points, and then everyone kind of got in that 8 to 5 range of points after that. Meanwhile, Northwestern's Martinelli got 27 points. God damn.
Fucking nerd.
Team stats. Michigan State shooting 50% from the field, Northwestern 35%. 50% from 3, Northwestern 20%. Assists 18 to 10, like I said, swinging that rock. Total turnovers about the same. Points in the paint, dominated them there. Yeah, I mean that's just what they be doing, and they're now ranked 12th because of it. 14-2. We haven't lost a game since the Jim Maui Invitational in Hawaii.
Fuck yeah, dude.
So technically, we are undefeated at home and away. Technically,
Whoa.
Technically.
What a stat line.
So it might just be me. I feel like Michigan hockey has been in kind of a rut this season. Maybe inconsistent since the Frozen Four. Did they happen out of that rut these past 2 games, or do they still seem to kind of be in that rut of inconsistency?
Remember how I said against Notre Dame it should have been belt to ass? First game, 5-3 win.
Pretty good.
And then they lost 7-4.
I mean you were right about the ass.
Yeah, I just didn't have the right side, Bubba.
Yeah, you just
Notre
Notre the right
Dame-
person giving the belt.
I watched a little bit of their game at Wrigley for the Frozen Confines or whatever that tournament was. They've got a decent club. I have no idea how their record got to be as bad as it is. Maybe just difficulty of schedule, I didn't check. But they played their fucking hearts out against this team. Unfortunately, I really don't see Michigan making... Double tap!
I didn't know it did that. I didn't know you went back. And
I do see them still making the Frozen Four tournament. Unfortunately, I don't see them making a lot of noise. You've got a lot of guys from that team who last year, going into this year, either went to a minor league affiliate or somewhere in the NHL. I think only 1 or 2 guys went to the show, but you're missing a lot of that talent. It's what happens to a program when you've got, in 2021, 4 of your guys go in the top 5 of the draft, and then a bunch of other guys go 2nd, 3rd, 4th round, and from that pool of players that brought all that talent.
Taylor retention, not there, because they just be like, yeah, I'm getting my bag now.
Yeah, it just kind of...
Oh, and Power said,
Yeah, when you also make
Disappear into the
the Frozen Four, like the actual Final Four basic of the tournament 3 years in a row, it's going to be hard to maintain that level of success, especially.
Right.
I
It's
mean,
a high standard to uphold.
in the same flip side, look at the football team. They got to the college football playoff 3 years in a row, and then when you're building up a class or when you're building up a team with seniors and veteran leadership, and then they all leave, it's there's gonna be a drop off.
Fuck you, Bama.
Well,
Not
Bama kind
paying
of stayed
players.
relevant for about 3 different decades. Nick Saban.
Well, yeah. Well, you get the select few that are going to be always contenders forever. I feel like Bama's kind of in that
No,
conversation.
Bama's
Saban brought them back.
No, Bama's more of an outlier of how college football typically works than how it works in college football.
Ah, well, suck you,
they
man.
just weren't
Saban.
paying players.
Saban brought them from mid SEC team to
Don't tell Nick Saban
Well,
that. He
historically,
might
they
have a
are-
shouting fit with you on
his-
national
Yeah,
television.
historically they are a great, like top tier SEC team, but at the time when he got there, they were a middling program, and he brought them back out of the dirt.
Kent Berry, who comes from the fucking dirt. Shout out to Meek Robinson.
What a quote. I want that tattooed on me somewhere.
Moving
That
over,
shit on my bicep.
moving over to the women's basketball team for Michigan. They only played one game as the time we're recording. They still have yet to play Washington. When that happens,
Nerds.
both women's and men's teams for Michigan and Michigan State would have played Washington. Currently 3-0 against them.
You hit that little...
Just got to finish that
Damn, dog.
that clean sweep.
I may have gotten overzealous.
But they
Just
did
a smidge.
They did play at the time 7-8 Purdue. After the tough streak that they had from USC, UCLA, Ohio State, all top 10 teams in the country, they were looking for their get back. They got it. They won 87-60,
Ooh.
and they had to travel to West Lafayette to play Purdue. Michigan shot 34% from the three, 45 from the field, 72 from the free throw line. They, again, it's a hard game to really talk about when you can't watch it. However, based off the box score, they did force 18 turnovers and only had 9. So that typically, that'll be the telltale
That's a
sign.
winning formula.
That's a winning formula, especially when
Double the turnovers make double the
when
points, Baba.
when you get double the amount of turnovers and then points off turnovers. So 18 turnovers Michigan forced. They had 22 points off of them.
That's
Purdue
big.
had forced 9 turnovers, only got 8 points off of them. So that
Yeah,
right there is a lot of
That's
the
good.
big
That's-
deciding factor
I believe that's good
into
sports.
that game. And then Michigan basketball.
Mid sports.
And then Michigan basketball.
Midcast.
We didn't get to talk about it last week. Still want to talk about it now. Number 24 Michigan was taking on number 22 UCLA. Sam, pull it out.
Uh-oh.
94-75. Michigan put belt to ass. Keep it going, because then Michigan played Washington, beat them 91-75.
We have them to less points.
I didn't know that thing went rapid fire.
I didn't either. That's
I'm
pretty
a little
impressive.
impressed with you right
But
now,
yeah.
and it's an app.
I mainly want to talk about the Washington game because that's what the preview episode we talked about. So nothing's changed in terms of free throw percentage, which is what I've talked about from the start of the season. Michigan's still 68.8% from the free throw line. They shot 37.9 from 3-point. Yeah. And 52.7% from the field. Again, this is another moment of where the turnover battle comes into place. Washington actually won the turnover battle 12-11. However, when it's the points off turnover, Washington only had 4, Michigan had 13.
Jeez.
So that plays part of the factor. And then, again, just the space that Danny Wolf is able to bring out on the floor as a 7-foot point guard, basically, is how he is playing. That he is 7 foot and he plays like a point guard.
He like LeBron.
He
He not a guard, but he can, he run the
So
team.
when you have, Danny Wolf, 7
Field
foot,
general.
basically running the point.
Facilitator.
And you also have 7 foot Vlad Gonkin out there on the field, or on the court, excuse me. It becomes really hard for defenses to be able to defend that, because then you're forcing either your big man out in space, guarding Danny Wolf, and typically doesn't have the speed to keep up with him, and then you also have Vlad wide open, or that's vice versa, and Danny is able to just breeze right past these 6 foot guards or 6.5 foot forwards that are guarding him and can get to the lane pretty easily. So
He's going to play 3 years in the NBA and they get washed out to China.
probably
They're in Chinese.
Sounds accurate.
Danny and Vlad are not going to be NBA guys. If they're going to be role guys. If even, I'm
Who's he going to play for next year?
Going to keep it a buck. But
Guangdong Sharks.
Ni hao! Ni hao!
with that being said, though, we have had a beautiful start to the calendar year of 2025.
Absolutely.
Pistons only have 1 loss. Michigan's women's basketball team only have 2 losses. Then again, top 10 teams. Michigan's basketball team hasn't lost. The Red Wings haven't lost. The Lions haven't lost. Michigan's hockey team lost a game. Looking on the Spartan side of it, their Spartans men's basketball team hasn't lost. Their women's basketball team lost once. Their hockey team lost once in a shootout.
Shootout loss.
Yeah, that bitch ain't even count. It counts 2-2 as a tie in the standings.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yep.
So, great start. It's going to continue to be a great 2025. We have 3 more Lions games. Calling my shot now. Obviously, we all
3
are.
more.
Shoot my shot like I'm Devin
Then we have
Booker.
the
Can I bang
Panthers.
you?
Fucking hate you.
It's all because of GMAT Cash.
It is all because of
It
GMAT
is.
Cash.
Talk about a cultural icon.
The quad.
Dude dropped Pistons one again a couple weeks ago, or literally a week
Well,
ago.
a week ago.
a week
And
ago.
then literally last night I found out he dropped Red Wings one again.
It's not on his Spotify yet,
No.
but I listened to what you sent in my kitchen at 1 a.m. and I couldn't sleep.
Telling you, dude.
Also blasted
Shout
it at,
out GMAT Cash.
Also blasted it at work today too. So.
You sure did.
But with that being said, we appreciate you taking your time out of your day, being here with us, listening to us, have our terrible takes, our whatever you.
God, we
Yeah.
suck at sports betting.
I've never been
do.
wrong at it.
Maybe you do, but I don't.
Make sure you are sharing this with a friend, with TikTok potentially as of when we're recording. TikTok maybe being gone, most likely being gone. We're really hoping that you kind of stick around here. So yeah, share it with your friends, share it with your family, share it with your coworkers, anyone that you can. And
Your uncles, grandmas, neighbors, coworkers, dogs, cousins, aunt.
Share
Why-
it with your classmates if you're in school.
while you can
Put it
still,
on the projector. Hijack your teacher's shit.
while you can still follow us on TikTok.
Yup.
We also have Instagram. We also have X, Twitter, again, whatever you want to call it. We are on Twitch. Make
There'll be
you're
another stream someday.
you're subscribing. But at the end of the day, the most important thing, make sure you are hitting that bell.
Hit the bell.
We appreciate you being here. We'll catch you next time.
Did you just whip on the ur?
He did.
That goes hard.